Spoilers for Endgame in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's spoilers for Endgame. Click away if you haven't seen the movie, but make sure to come back after. So, Endgame is out, and I love it. But if you want to hear my full thoughts on that, go to either my spoiler-free review or my spoiler talk video. But that's not what this video is about. This video is, in my opinion, where should you take the original Avengers next. Now, I'm only talking about the original 6 Avengers. Now, obviously, let's get some obviouses out of the way first. Yes, that's a word. I made it one. Now, let's start. Let's get Iron Man out of the way first. And once again, spoilers for Endgame. So, Iron Man dies at the end of Endgame, and I don't think he's coming back, because if he came back, we would just all feel really cheated, and I don't think Marvel would be like that, so I don't think Iron Man has a future inside of the MCU. Same goes for Black Widow. I feel like we'd all be really cheated if she came back, and I don't think she will. But she does have a little bit more of a chance of coming back than Iron Man, because you could always go she's in the Soul Stone route, like we thought they were going to go with Gamora, but they didn't do that with Gamora, so it seems unlikely they'd do it with Black Widow. Another character that I doubt will have any sort of a future in the MCU is Captain America. They could take the old man Steve path, in which case making him work at S.H.I.E.L.D. and still be Captain America, but really old. But I think in this case, he's way older than the comics, so I don't think he'd really be able to fight crime, even if it was just from S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. What I see him doing in the future is I think he's going to be in like 1 or 2 episodes of the Bucky and Falcon TV show, but he's going to pass away serving as the main motivation for either Falcon, Bucky, or both during the TV show, and inspiring Falcon to become Captain America like was set up at the end of Endgame. Now, the only member of the big 3 Avengers who I think has any sort of a big future in the MCU is Thor. Now, how I see it, there are 2 ways you could go about doing Thor. You could do a Thor 4 or a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 story with him. Let's start with the latter, because I think it's the most plausible. A lot of people wanted Thor to join the Guardians of the Galaxy when he first met them in Infinity War, solely because of his awesome chemistry with them, and how his attitude kind of fit in with the Guardians, but I always said I don't think he should, because I think he's just way too overpowered. But now, introducing Fat Thor, I think he has a much better place in the Guardians of the Galaxy, because I feel like this Thor is a little less powerful, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he might be a little less powerful, and his attitude now is even more quirky, and fits in even better with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And plus, that ending where Thor's just having banter with the Guardians and he's literally on their ship, so I think it's very likely that Thor will play at least a small part in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They could also do Thor 4, or maybe even both, but the reason I think this is less likely is because most heroes and characters in the MCU that have solo movies only have 3 movies. However, Tessa Thompson did say that she heard a rumor that Taika Waititi had pitched a Thor 4, and Taika Waititi has said multiple times that he'd be open to return for directing a Thor 4. In my opinion, Thor 4 would be awesome because there's so much more you can do with this character. But I think if they did make a Thor 4, at the end of the movie, Thor would die. Maybe it would be revealed that Valkyrie becomes the next Thor. That's just my opinion. The next character I want to talk about is Hawkeye. Now, while he could become Ronin again, I think that's very unlikely because the whole reason he became Ronin was out of distress of his family's loss, but now his family's back and he's happy, so I think he'll stay as Hawkeye. But with the rumors of the Disney Plus Hawkeye TV show and him training a young protege, I think this is very likely. I think he could either start training his daughter, because he does refer to her as Hawkeye in the opening scene of Endgame, or Kate Bishop if they wanted to be comic accurate. Either way, I think the Hawkeye TV show will feature an older Hawkeye training a younger Hawkeye, a younger female Hawkeye, to become next Hawkeye, and at the end of the TV show, Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye will die, fully allowing whoever he trains to become the next Hawkeye. The last character I'm going to talk about is Hulk/Professor Hulk, and I think he's the most unpredictable, because the Russos, or whoever, said that Hulk had a 3-movie arc throughout Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame, which I truly believe that Endgame did a good job of wrapping up his arc. I might have a future video on that in the future, but I think there's still so much more you can do with Professor Hulk, and it's honestly not sure what's going to happen. If there is a Thor 4, he could go in there also, because he has good chemistry with Thor and he worked well in Ragnarok. You could bring him in as a side character in any other movie, maybe a new Avengers movie, but I think you could also make a really cool Disney Plus TV show with him, maybe also have it feature She-Hulk, because Professor Hulk is kind of like She-Hulk now. Either way, I think there are plenty of new directions you could take Professor Hulk's character, and I'm interested to see where he goes next. Anyway, that's all the OG Avengers, so that means that's the end of my video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, comment, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.